Hi, it's me again, Rose Mula. Last time I talked to you, I told you how I hate Christmas, and unfortunately, I'm afraid my mood hasn't improved very much since then. I also hate New Year's. I'll tell you why. It's just the whole shebang, beginning with New Year's Eve. The forced gaiety, the pressure to be happy, it's all too depressing. And it was even worse when I was young, especially if I didn't have a date for New Year's Eve, which happened a lot. One year, to avoid the social ignominy of being dateless on the big night, a girlfriend and I fled to Manhattan to mingle with the throngs in Times Square so no one could tell that we were dateless. No one, except that is a couple of sleazy characters who kept trying to entice us back to their pad to start the new year off with a bang. Did we look that desperate? My God. Uh, when we adamantly refused, a drunk who had been eavesdropping berated us loudly for spoiling the boys' New Year. Give me a break. I mean, that was more disheartening than sitting at home with the old folks watching Guy Lombardo on TV. Now that I'm an old folk, I kind of miss Guy Lombardo, and I really don't hate New Year's Eve as much as I used to because I no longer feel pressure to party. Instead, I can go to bed early and I can just sleep through the whole countdown, which is wonderful. What isn't so wonderful is the next day, New Year's Day, because then I feel compelled to make those cursed resolutions that never work anyway. I mean, if I couldn't shed those stubborn 10 pounds last year, why is turning a page in the calendar going to help me to do it now? It's crazy because, I know I have to really cut down on sweets and ramp up my exercise, but eating a hunk of leftover cheesecake on January 1st and plopping on the couch, that just sort of gives me license to do the same thing for the rest of the year. And foregoing a walk on January 2nd, I figure, well, I've blown it, and it's too cold anyway. It's January in New England, for heaven's sake. Maybe I'll wait till April when it warms up a bit. Or maybe not. What's the point? I would have already blown 3 months. Hey, at least I'm not smoking. But I never smoke, so I guess that's not really a victory. I have stopped wasting time playing computer free cell solitaire, which was one of my resolutions, but instead I'm hooked on spider solitaire. I don't know. Well, since resolutions do often backfire, why do we continue to make them? Well, I guess it's because we're slaves to a tradition that started way back in 153 BC. No, I wasn't there then, but I do remember reading that the Romans had placed their god Janus at the head of the calendar back then, and Janus was two-faced. No, not like that smiling backstabber you worked with 10 years ago. Janus actually had two faces. One was in the back of his head, looking at the year that had passed, and it's reviewing its disappointments, and the other in front, looking toward the incoming year with its potential for positive change. And I really have to get serious about making some positive changes myself. And even though intellectually I know that New Year's resolutions usually don't take, I can't be the only person on the planet who doesn't make at least a couple. So in 19, yeah, how time flies, in 2012, I resolved to read all of Shakespeare's plays again, and not just the cliff notes. And I resolved to practice the piano, and not just chopsticks and heart and soul. And I resolved also to finally learn Italian, and not just the entrees on the Olive Garden menu. I just Googled New Year's customs around the world, and I found one associated by Sicilian ancestry, which really might be kind of fun to keep, and that is to eat lasagna on New Year's Day to ensure good fortune for the coming year. That sounds so appealing, I might even adopt the ancient Babylonian custom of celebrating New Year's for 11 days. On second thought, an 11-day New Year's holiday would mean 11 New Year's Eves to get through. And there isn't enough lasagna in all of Italy to make that worthwhile. Oh, by the way, I had made a pre-New Year's resolution not to contaminate my YouTube videos with crass commercials. But I'm about to break that now by reminding you, again, that my books of humorous essays will make great gifts for yourself and for friends throughout the year. If these are laugh lines, I'm having way too much fun. And the beautiful people and other aggravations. And you can get them at Amazon.com or any other online bookseller or through your bookstore. And that would be great, and I'd appreciate it. So have a happy New Year, and thanks a lot. Bye-bye.